Standard ban against Irrelevant is Jax. So no Jax for Irrelevant. Maokai, pretty standard ban. Close to pretty standard ban. These are because Razork is very good at both the brand and the Poppy. Rel priority, absolutely massive for some reason. And we go straight into Senna Vi. Zaya Rakan. So it'll be jungle Rel. Nautilus. We'll see who actually is farming in this lane. It's probably support item Senna, based on what we've seen after the support item changes. Kali Nico are out. And it will be a blind pick Hui. Interesting. Well, with Orianna, they may be wondering what else they could do. Cassante and Azir. They're actually picking into the Azir counter pick.
Force out the ultimate from the Zaya. But when you have a champion like Hui and Senna in the late game fights, they're never going to get in range for that Zaya to hit. Zaya is going to be very reliant on Isma to land that great engagement.
I agree. It's going to be really hard for Zaya to actually be relevant in this game, because if she gets close enough, she just gets target ulted by Vi or Nautilus, right?
So I think Fnatic's composition is a little easier to execute in that traditional front-to-back sense.
Yep.
But we've seen SK get hyper-aggressive. We've seen Isma gets DK line for these teams.
I think it's going to be really hard. I'm really shocked that they picked the Azir into the Hui.
Best of 3, SK versus Fnatic. We're going to be jumping onto the Rift. Let's see how much both these teams have evolved since their game on Saturday.
Evolution usually something that takes place over millennia. So if they've managed to evolve quickly, that would be very impressive.
Really?
Perhaps put in a...
Get ready to be triggered by Oscar. Oh boy.
Which it seems Fnatic are prepared for. They have Jun hovering around the red buff.
It's too bad he's been really good this split.
On the Raptors, but he said, okay, looks like they're not going to do it, so we'll back away.
Using that one to make sure that they weren't going to face check into Zaya Rakan, who can be very strong at level 1, especially if you go WE, you get the W for the Zaya, obviously, and then the E for the Rakan. You get the double shields. You have Guardian as well. You can just trade in with your auto attacks, getting empowered from that Zaya. For the moment, both junglers starting on the top side. Neither of them spotted on their route. Oh, actually, as I live and breathe, there's a ward there. Vedia's gone back to yesteryear. Oscar in and walked in and placed that ward, and so they will know. Fnatic at least will know where
listened to the bards, they would have known. This is a common fable.
So keeping eyes on Rel early, no chance. I mean, Rel's not going to invade the Vi.
Alas, we should stop this.
Now, this bot lane from SK should get the level 2 first. Let's see if they can turn it into anything.
And you can see Jun expecting it, places the ward there to spot if DOS did go for something aggressive.
Respect being given. Will we see any form of invade from Isma? Something that we see all the time in Europe is this push-in bot with jungle doing a clear into invades. They're going to keep this pressure up, offer that opportunity for a potential contest. Nice hook coming out from Jun. I think he wanted to try and hook him just as the minion wave died, so they can get him underneath the tower, try and get that tower shot in. Doesn't quite work out the way that he wants it, but looks like he's going to play it safe for now. Both junglers just going to do their standard full clear from top through to bot, which means it looks like that it's going to be relatively safe, all things considered. Push in favor of SK on the bot side of the map, push in favor of Fnatic on the top side, but mid looking pretty neutral and even, as you'd very much expect between these two control mages.
Humanoid does have relatively good wave clear with his
Ferret.
QE, the Molten Fisher, if he wants to use it. But early doors, you are a bit cooldown gated. Obviously, only your disaster abilities, your Q abilities, able to really put damage down on the wave. Can use your fear abilities to put, I think they're called Despair. I might be incorrect, but to put a little bit of damage down as well. It's a bit trickier.
Studying Hui names while you're in the Maldives?
No.
Oh. Fair enough.
And I don't feel bad about that, I'm going to be honest.
No, you shouldn't.
I can go and die with Manta Rays, or I can study Hui ability names.
Hysterics had like a book up. He was trying super hard to memorize them all, and he did a pretty good job. But Hui does have a lot of abilities. 10, I think? He has 3, 3, 3, and then plus the ultimate.
11 if you count the cancel ability, but I think that's not really an ability as of
passive.
Well,
nice route.
If you proc up one of
doesn't
your
matter, you can leap back to X kick.
Q, you can then press R to cancel, and I think that does have a name. But I don't know the name for it. Yeah.
Now we see Razork hovering around the bot side of the map.
All right, cancelled.
DOS jumps in, Jun flashes away. Exakick still has flash here, doesn't invest it as of yet. Exakick instead uses the heal to escape the last embrace. Dodged to the side there by Exakick, so SK's bot lane will
pretty questionable trade of the flash right there. Bit of lack of coordination on Fnatic on the gank.
So he's going to lose quite a finish that off.
We're gonna try for the. I mean, it's good. All right, X flash.
DOS and Exakick to try and survive. Jun tanks the tower. Exakick already down. First blood to Fnatic. Good knock up onto Jun though. Razork won't tank the tower afterwards. Now they can look for the re-engage. Noah and Razork. Do you want more?
No.
Do you just want the play? Waiting for the bolt breaker. There it lands. Noah
All right.
tanked the tower
Nice job,
perfectly.
actually, Noah, taking off the turret.
Two kills.
They made that
Very nice.
look
Got a plate too.
seamless.
Well done.
The initial dive was
Razork
a little bit
continues to be
scary.
very
They
good,
couldn't
guys.
tank it, but hang on, Oscarinin in the top lane, very low HP. He gets to level 5 though, so gets a bit of health back.
Should be okay. Looks like Irrelevant just wanted that demolish block on the tower.
Alright, a bit of a scary situation there. So what was super interesting though is the
2 kills. Now they can look for the re-engage. Noah and Razork.
What was going on the top side? Like, why did Oscarinin almost die? Because look, he's level 4 right now. He's fighting. I'm watching top side. He's fighting, gets incredibly low, and then has to flash.
Noah and Razork. Do you want more here, or do you just want the play? Waiting for the bolt breaker. There it lands. Noah tanked the tower perfectly. Fnatic get out with 2 kills.
They made that look seamless. The initial dive was a little bit scary. They had Jun tank it, but hang on, Oscarinin in the top lane, very low HP. He gets to level 5 though, so gets a bit of health back.
Should be okay. Looks like Irrelevant just wanted that demolish block on the tower.
Alright, a bit of a scary situation there. So what was
Yeah, I'm not sure actually what happened to his.
the path thing that
Well, I'm not
Razork
sure what
took,
happened to
he
his
actually
flash
did
up in
red
top side.
Krugs in
He is winning in terms of
and
CS
often
though.
Isma was waiting so long to steal these reclears of the Raptors. Only now does he actually get it. We look back at the dive. It is Jun that tanks it up, which means that he's pretty much guaranteed to lose his life in this exchange. But they deny the wave from the AD carry, and they also guarantee that kill. Meanwhile, on the re-engage, they're just waiting for cooldowns. At this point, they're just chipping away at the tower. It's Noah that takes the aggro just because he knows it's easier for him to get out of range, and they get themselves another kill. Very well played from Fnatic.
Yep,
They start the
nicely
game off
done.
with a 700 gold lead.
Really nice flash from Razork as well to dodge away from DOS's knock-up on the initial engage. Flash in, make sure you hit that bolt breaker. Don't give Exakick the chance to. Disaster, Serenity, and Torment are the different artistic styles he goes for. I feel like if we were more sophisticated, Betty, we would apply an artist to each one. So Serenity would be like Van Gogh. Torment would be, I mean, Torment actually fits more with Van Gogh, but we're going to see another fight down towards
I'm gonna say,
the
Serenity, not what Van Gogh was about, man.
Humanoid on his way as well. Good shuffle back as Razork's now in the midst of the fray. The crash and more will get 2. SK very low, walking away wounded.
Serenity more Monet, you know.
Damage. Last embrace going to hit on Exakick. He does have the flash. Will he get out in time? He escapes for now. Isma has flash, has jump, uses the flash early to escape. The dredge line crossing more, pulling him back, but can Feramancy crash down for that little bit of extra shielding.
The severing bolt almost being enough to actually get the kill onto DOS, but SK, they get away within an inch of their life. Great play from Niski. I believe he committed the TP to get there before Humanoid.
Who is my favorite Planescape Torment companion? Morty?
You can see that
Like, how could it be anything but that?
bot tower makes his way up towards the fight, is able to get hit just before Humanoid can. A lot of the initial damage goes down onto Jun, which means that he can't easily re-engage once this ultimate comes through. The ultimate, though, very close to doing an insane amount of damage from Humanoids. Forces SK on the retreat. And while a lot of summoner spells were burnt, Fnatic can't quite trade any kills back. The Scorch doing a lot of work, but not quite enough, and DOS gets away with his life.
SK will take that trade. They were the ones starting up the dragon. In the end, they burn a couple of.
You threw his ass back onto the Pillar of Skulls? Why?
Play around the vision, hex flashing across the wall. It's a luxury the Nautilus can take. The Rakan is not here. And, running that hex flash him.
What team do you think you could pick up Irrelevant? He's too good for SK, but I don't know where he'd go. I mean, is he too good for SK? SK has had a pretty respectable split. Like, he's been good.
Now working his way back down towards this dragon. A lot of focus on the bottom side of the map rather than the grubs. Haven't seen either of the junglers go up towards that.
Carbine Corp?
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised from SK's perspective. When you have the Zyra Khan, you really want to try and get them ahead. Punish the fact that Senna isn't at her strongest at this point in the game. Hook will come through from Jun, but he talked about it in that interview. He is naturally an aggressive player. He likes to fight, and he's been finding a lot of great plays.
I don't know if he's, like, clearly an upgrade on other players who are on the top teams. Like, he's not going to be on Mad Lions. I mean, he's fine, but is he too good for SK, a team that has generally done pretty well?
One grub has already been secured
And has
by Razork.
outperformed expectations.
Yep, you're right.
And this should be an easy exchange for Isma. Still an opportunity for the 5 grubs on SK side, which will help with their sieging. But alright, so these neutrals have fallen in the early game.
And a gold lead overall for Fnatic, about 1,300 gold ahead. Leads in top, leads in jungle. A sizable lead in form of AD carry as well. 700 gold ahead for the center, who's sitting at about 30 stacks right now for all of you stacking enthusiasts.
Yeah, they've actually done very well with this SK roster. I don't really see, I mean, DOS maybe should be replaced. Like, obviously, I think you could do more by replacing players on SK to make them better rather than by putting Irrelevant on a different team.
And we are approaching that 10-minute mark, which means the TPs do become unlocked. I'm having a look at Irrelevant, and I'm seeing if there could be an opportunity for him to get involved on the map. When we think of top laners that like to do stuff in the early game, we often think of players like Adam, but I think that there are always some opportunities, especially if you're looking for a potential bot lane dive around the next dragon spawn. There could be windows for you to try and look for some plays.
I mean, Oscar didn't blue flash early, but he's doing fine otherwise. He's actually winning the lane by, 12 minions or so.
Uses the ult very late, but he's still rooted up.
Once the wave settles here.
You can see Noah and Jun respecting the fact they didn't have vision in the tri-bush, so Isma and DOS could have been waiting in the wings. They'll back away and clear out this vision, but they get the ult out of Exa kick. No objective for the next 3 minutes, so if Exa plays safely enough, he should just be able to wait for his ultimate and the heal to come back up.
Yeah, Isma's spending a lot of time hovering around the bot river towards bot. They are looking for a play here.
You have cease and desist, right? And you know there's no ultimate for Exa kick. Can't bring that feather storm down. Wave vision clear.
I so said there's no way to get your World's Bangers only streams back.
Looks like
well, I mean, they didn't even have gameplay in them.
Is going to be available for Humanoid as well.
Oh, you mean the World's Bangers only streams this year?
No TP, spiraling despair.
That's okay. Why do we need those?
Dodges forward from the steering block, yeah.
I assume sleep deprived. Yep, still a little bit sleep deprived.
Mindful, you have to be mindful of the fact that lower HP, the more damage that Severing Bolt can do. So Misty able to get away with his life there.
Also using the
perpetually tired.
Spiraling despair means that the mounting slow is a little bit easier to dodge out of at the end.
Sure.
So nicely done, as you say, by Niski.
Now, will they make the dive happen? Isma is obviously here to cover. Humanoid gonna base, has the TP available.
They're gonna look for it. Death charge onto Exa kick. Last embrace out. Razzle diving forward, the dawning shadow as well as they just lock up Exa and they take him out of the fight. Isma trying to
gonna base, has the TP available.
They're gonna look for it. Death
nice TP.
Last embrace out.
Jun just tanking this up. Humanoid shows up. Able to trans up, kind of. Humanoid just takes the turret shot right there, but it's okay. It's not bad. Nice dives on the bot side overall.
Another excellent dive onto the bot lane. You talked about how we've been seeing so much action down
The Senna is going to be extremely scary.
Great awareness of the fact that Humanoid had his TP up. The second it came off cooldown, they made the bot lane play happen. And even though he didn't have his ultimate, it didn't matter.
Well, it's okay. We have all our bangers only archival process in place now.
Find the successful dive. They leveraged their numbers advantage, and I thought that the second they saw Isma, they would be.
Thank you, Stalf, for your Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate it.
Jun starts off the play with his ultimate. They know that Exa kick doesn't have his ultimate available. The flash Q from Razork, the ultimate follow-up from Noah to provide that shield as well. And Jun casually tanks 3 tower shots. Humanoid the next to tank it. And Razork just barely getting away with his life, but ultimately all
very nice. Very nicely done.
Really well executed by them as well, because Isma was waiting to try to react to it, but didn't have the opportunity to turn the fight. DOS, I don't think was level 6 there either. He's still got the quickness up, so DOS now at level 6 would have been a lot more powerful for SK about a minute in the past. A minute in yesteryear.
Lol, Burbank Raider. Thank you. Back for your 35th month of subscriptions. Thank you very much.
Still a strong lead here for Fnatic in the bottom lane. Noah stacking.
How's Burbank these days?
Have a look at those center stacks as soon as we get the opportunity. 43.
Mark Z seems to be fitting right in. Dude, I can't handle his tweets. His tweets are just so stupid about the viewership stuff. I'll talk about this on SI tonight, guys, but holy moly. Like, viewership is up 4%, and all of those people are Brazilian or European. And you're running a North American league that needs North American sponsors. Ergo, your actual North American viewership is down. And you're like, oh, we're up 4%, guys. We did it. Doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter unless you're actually just lying to your sponsors or not giving them the full information when you do sales. Which, by the way, when they don't renew because they didn't get what they paid for and your numbers suck, Don't be surprised.
Spawning. Fnatic have priority over it.
All out, coming out from
looking for a play.
Oscar pops the world ender. Should just be able to walk away from this.
Oscar, you want to trade a little bit here? Nope. No, you just want to get hit by everything and use ult and don't do any trading. If you're going to do this, why not flash? Why not flash?
Pops the world ender. Should just be able to walk away from this one. Does still have the flash, puts the infernal chains back, pulled back with the Intofos. It's not going to be enough from irrelevant. More about forcing Oscar out of the fight. Isma is on his way. Oscar still has TP flash.
Chad's Bathwater. What a name. Thank you for Twitch Prime sub.
Coming in, the dawning shadow. And it will dawn on his death day. Irrelevant takes the kill.
Yes, this was the year it was easy just to not broadcast. I know they broadcast during the Super Bowl on other years, but you literally had a choice to not broadcast on the Super Bowl because you had a break. And you do it anyway.
Even if he did try to retreat, I think it would have been difficult given that Isma and SK are already on their way up there. Anyway, regardless, they will lose their top laner, but in exchange, Fnatic get themselves their second dragon of the game and the bot tower. So they are in full control of this early game.
And importantly, the Rift Out spawned before those extra
Planer did a good
He needed flash for that, Monty. That's why he saved it.
But he stays around to try and catch the wave, and now with Isma coming in, the dawning shadow.
Like you can't just sit here and get bodied by Cassante. Like trade. Trade.
The dragon spawning. Fnatic have priority over it.
All out, coming out from irrelevant.
For a play.
Oscar pops the world ender. Should just be able to walk away from this one. Does still have the flash, puts the infernal chains back, pulled back with the Intofos. It's not going to be enough from irrelevant. More about forcing Oscar out of the fight. Isma is on his way. Oscar still has TP flash, but he stays around to try and catch the wave. And now with Isma coming in, the dawning shadow. And it will dawn on his death day. Irrelevant takes the kill.
They have brought Exakick up so that he can get some plates in exchange for the pressure that Fnatic is putting in bot lane. Bit of a misstep there from Oscar Eden. He realized that he was on the weak side. Irrelevant did a good job of forcing that fight to set up for the potential dive. Even if he did try to retreat, I think it would have been difficult.
How tilted were you seeing John Elway handle Lombardi over? I think he was there because if the Niners won, obviously like him handing it to John Lynch, who he used to play with on the Broncos, who's the GM. You know, Kyle Shanahan, who's the son of Mike Shanahan that Elway won 2 Super Bowls with. Christian McCaffrey is the son of Ed McCaffrey, who he won 2 Super Bowls with. So I think that's why Elway. I think that's why Elway was there. Was that in the event that he won? I mean, I'm not tilted by it. Like it's cool that he's involved still.
They should be able to use this
Calyarlo, thank you.
pressure into mid lane, though. When you're
Thanks for saving my ass on Insight on Esports.
most difficult to secure. They have so much wave
No
clear
problem.
in the game that it becomes
Thank
very
you for your
difficult to
subscription.
shut them down. Azaya, relatively short range compared to other AD carries, which can make it a little harder for her to actually siege against these towers. Contrast that to Senna, whose range only progressively gets stronger, means that her sieging potential is actually very lethal. But this Herald should be utilized to unlock that mid tower and give SK a little bit more control over.
I mean, the reason why Kansas City fans are laughing at Elway handing them the trophy is because the Kansas City were fucking losers getting dumpstered by the Broncos for like 30 years while they had Elway and Manning. You know, I don't particularly care. It's not like Kansas City is historically a better team than the Broncos. It's ridiculous. You know, they suck. They suck a lot historically.
That ward just went down. A little bit greedy to step forward towards the Tribush. SK were lying in wait, but Oscar, a bit of a mental misplay there from him.
Fnatic primarily have their members on the top side of the map, so they are looking to try and cross map. Niski has been kept bot. I like this.
Was just placed, still clears it out and steps forward. Okay, forward.
Yeah, I don't really know what he expects to happen here. Like he knows Irrelevant is there, and he needs to clear this ward for what reason? So let's be clear. All right. He comes. Okay, so he sees Irrelevant. He sees Irrelevant. Irrelevant's on the wave. So the person who placed this ward. Let's use deductive reasoning, guys. This is a brand new ward. Brand new. So the person who placed it must not have been Irrelevant. Ergo, they may still be there. So should we walk up on that when the entire map is dark? Yeah, Medicat is a very good call there, I think. Talking about if you notice the ward was just placed and obviously you see Irrelevant, you should not walk up on that ward. Thank you. Puyo BWOC. Puyo Buak. Very great name.
So SK, they're only going to take the benefit of a single kill. Still something that you'll be happy to have. Largely setting up for a potential play in mid. They know that the TP was invested bot. They have Hizma hovering around mid.
Fnatic's still ahead in spite of the Aatrox performance. At least he was farming pretty well. Cowboy up backwards. There you go. That's true. That is true.
If they decide to do it in probably the next 2 minutes, as that's when the Ocean Drake comes up.
Oscar gonna have a mysterious injury for playoffs again. It sure would be a shame if Oscar punched a wall. Humanoid just grabs his hand and slams it into a wall.
I haven't seen Herald being used for enough, and I don't actually think it's a good play. But I once killed someone by running through them with Herald, and if you hit people with Herald, it stuns them for a second and knocks them up.
Sure.
So I'm just saying, Yasuo plus Herald comps is something we're not seeing enough of, where you just run the Herald through the entire enemy team, get the knockups, and then you just ult off it, you know?
You're ahead of our time. You're the Genja of 2024.
Hello from Wyoming. Oh, that's why you're Cowboy up. Did you go to Wyo? I go to your home to partake in local laws. Excuse me, sir. Are you trafficking marijuana between states? Cowboy up?
People that love stacks do like the Jenga is Isma.
That's illegal.
With the depth charge spiraling to spare coming in as well, but he gets the shield. Jun has to flash away. Razzle dashes onto DOS. And in the end, as much ado about nothing as Isma is able to escape with the Dawning Shadow.
I'm calling the feds.
Dragging up in a minute. Isma would no longer have that summoner spell as Nitsky's locked up. That Jenga, people that love stacks do like the Jenga is Isma. Locked up here with the depth charge spiraling to spare coming in as well. But he gets the shield. Jun has
Flash out of DOS is engaged. DOS does not have ultimate, so he can't commit further. Ooh, Isma has to flash out of that. Nice shot by Noah. Nice flash in, straight into that. Why is Nisqy there? So have you seen Vi ultimate? No, then you can't just walk right there, buddy. So he did actually get his ultimate, but DOS got his ultimate back up during that sequence, though. Oscarin does not feel like teleporting. He's busy split pushing. That's fine.
2-for-1 exchange in favor of SK in the end.
Relevant making his presence known. I like what Razork did, punishing the slight overstep from Nisqy. He doesn't even get a chance to flash.
Why does NA do this weird thing with East-West brackets for playoffs in all NA major sports? Literally just not true. It is only true in basketball and hockey. It is not true in baseball or football. So it's not even true in the most popular American sport. So Oscarin takes this tower, and while his entire team is dead and or recalls, pushes forward, and then just gets TP'd on. He does not have flash. Nisqy is here, has a chance to revive, flashes onto him, and he's dead.
There is just no escape. SK get their 7th. The Dragon up in 18 seconds time, though. I think SK have just given up the ghost on that one by investing so much into making sure that Oscar died.
I mean, Herald's going to be used top.
Nisqy has no TP.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, Fnatic have clear control around the Dragon for now. DOS going to be zoned away from putting that vision in as well. He is able to get a reset off. And you can already see
why do they do it for the NBA? I don't know, man. I don't even watch the NBA.
SK do have the numbers advantage right now. Oscar.
My guess is, and this obviously doesn't apply to baseball, but for the NBA and for the NHL, it's probably because they have a bazillion games to reduce travel time to a certain degree.
Oscar TP's to the mid lane tower. SK on the Drake, as you say. Oscar no world ender on him. Razzle no cease and desist. No ultimate either. That Dragon already down to 4,500. Isma doesn't have the Magnet Storm, and there's no Emperor's Divide or Quickness, so SK are running short on utility themselves. Oscar steps in, the Dragon secured. There's the knock-up onto Oscar as well. He does still have the flash. Depth charge lands onto the back line. There's the Spiraling to spare as well. Irrelevant can try to get away from this. Lands the 3-man knock-up. There's the all-out on Razork as well. But the cease and desist comes back off cooldown. Feather Storm out by Exakick. He falls low, but he doesn't quite as well. Irrelevant can try to get away from this. Lands the
nice Q3 actually just goes ahead and drags Humanoid over. Or drags Razork over, rather.
To get away from this, lands the three-man knock up. There's the all-out on Razork as well. But the cease and desist comes back off cooldown. Featherstorm out by Exakick. He falls low, but he doesn't.
Oh, he sees it. He wants to get Exakick, but he can't do it. Thank you, JJ is nice for your Twitch Prime sub.
SK are navigating these fights very well. Great patient play from them.
Why NFL playoffs? Are you just trolling? Why NFL playoffs are BO1? Because you cannot play a lot of football games or you die. Europeans, please. Like, it is an incredibly violent sport.
And it still charges even if you aren't riding on it.
It isn't like soccer where you guys just fake your injuries and roll around on the ground crying when you're not actually hurt.
The ultimate is used relatively early here as well. Exakick and Niski aren't forced to invest that much, and then it's just a great play from Irrelevant. Yeah,
Irrelevant played that really nicely. And trying to, like, 50-50 against the Rel jungle is so optimistic. So they actually just die 2 for 0 and lose the Drake. Casually not mentioning rugby. This is a common misconception of rugby, guys. Rugby is significantly safer than football, American football.
But suspense in his eyes.
The reason being is because you're not running directly at each other after facing each other. Rugby is way safer.
Trading in well, 4-0-2 on the Cassante.
I was just about to say, I feel like we're going to start to feel the consequences of this early game top lane difference. Initially, you'd think that it hasn't been that impactful over the overall game, where Fnatic investing so heavily into the bot side of the map, finding a lot.
Yes, and that's a good point. Rugby, lack of pads versus American football is the difference between gloves and bare hands and boxing. Concussions in boxing went up with the introduction of gloves, guys, because it turns out skulls are really hard and they break your hand. So normally, you don't want to deliver 10 rounds of punching someone in the skull with your bare hands, because that's going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt them. But if you have nice cushions on your hands, you can just concuss them endlessly.
You kind of count how many people are on the map, right? So it gives you information on where you can and cannot go. And so
it's too complicated for me.
As you are
6 people on the map usually.
I mean, it's better. Most people don't look at the map better.
Jun flashes away. Isma looking for the stun here as well. Magnet Storm lands onto 2. Dawning Shadow across as well. Featherstorm by Exakick, and he's a little bit split from this fight. Isma lands another stun. Irrelevant trying to get into the back line, but he's ceased and is away. Isma looking for the
they have to do so much. Just they're so concerned about Irrelevant in this fight. I mean, look at this. Razork just uses. He sees him ghosting in, and he actually just goes ahead and uses his ult on, and then flashes out just to escape because they're so worried. And the Aatrox just isn't here.
It's a Magnet Storm of quickness and a Featherstorm used by SK. In response, a flash away by Jun and one by Razork.
I will say, though, that Razork saw the threat in that fight, and it was Irrelevant. The moment that he joined, he said, nope, not going to let you get involved, throws the ult, and then flashes out instantly. The goal there was not to turn and fight onto Irrelevant, it was to buy time for his team to escape, recognizing they're at a numbers disadvantage. And during the draft, I gave the advantage to Fnatic in terms of the team fight. I felt like that their front to back was easier to play, but we're seeing in these like more skirmishes that we're seeing, in the involvement of Irrelevant specifically in these fights is going very favorably for SK.
You even see Noah itemizing towards it. He went for the Lord Dominic's Regard's second item on the center just to try and get through that front line. Baron was started up again by SK, and every time Fnatic go and check it. Noah also apparently a Kansas City Chiefs fan, since he's got those Swifties as his boots of choice for this game.
Some people are going to get that joke too.
Most of my jokes only a couple of people, and I'm one of them. It's like me and those 3 other friends in the bar just like laughing.
Well, you imagine a lot of people would recognize that joke though. You'd think that it would be fairly...
Oh, we're in Europe, man.
True.
The only football I care about is Premier League and the Bundesliga. Yeah, I mean, they punt in American football.
Okay.
The only football I care about is where Harry Kane still isn't going to get a trophy this year. That's a joke you're definitely not going to get.
No, I get it.
3 German football fans in the audience are giggling along to that one. And the reason we have a moment to joke around.
Dragon in 30 seconds.
Yeah. That's exactly the reason.
Teams resetting out on the map. Fnatic want to clear out the top side. This gives an opportunity for SK to move into the bot side. Look at Irrelevant pushing
Louis
the bot
Vuitton
lane.
Senna.
I like the lane of
Whatever
sight.
happened to the Louis Vuitton sponsorship, guys? I thought it was so big and so important. Sure went away quickly.
Stun onto Jun. TP behind by Irrelevant. Jun so low, tries to dredge line forward but can't find anyone.
Super weird that they didn't renew if it was so successful.
Spiraling despair for Fnatic as they consistently lose their first carry. Doss looking for the engage here, flashes forward, lands the double knock up and in goes Niski. Sweeps them back, pops the stopwatch. Irrelevant now tanking the tower.
Oh, missed timing on the Sentinel, but at least you have the shields to move forward.
Forward, though, with the blade caller. The feather storms as the feathers fly and Noah falls.
Oh my god.
Trying to do everything they can to turn this fight around, and they'll do exactly that. Oscar in with the world end to try to get onto Isma, but can't get close enough. Good knockback by Irrelevant. Dash forward by Razok, dash away from the Cassante.
It ends up being a 3-for-3 overall. SK, they take one step too far. They get in range of the tower. And this crazy combo comes out from Fnatic, giving them enough damage to actually swing the fight into an even state. And they're even going to get the dragon off the back of it. SK so close to really blowing the game open there. But unfortunately, a small misstep results in Fnatic bouncing back. So it starts off with Jun losing his life, getting eviscerated, and Doss finding a great engage onto the backline. This two-person ultimate with Niski finding 3. A great combo to take out Humanoid. And it's at this point, Irrelevant tanking the tower, but look at that ultimate coming out from Noah, providing the shield and the damage coming out from Oscar Renin. I like the flash here from Exakick. He's forced to use the ultimate out, seeing that both the Vi and the Aatrox are vying for his life, but the root connects from Noah just before he loses his life, allowing Fnatic to trade a 3-for-3. Irrelevant doing a lot of work on what he can in that fight, but you can see how close it is getting. The engage possibilities are very close here from SK. The mobility is something that I didn't initially appreciate. Doss found that great engage. The ways in which Niski can really disrupt the fight as well. I feel like their composition is just great at causing chaos in the fight. And then that really allows Exakick to get in there and do the damage that he needs to do.
Fnatic are continuing to scale up though. 3 items on Noah. We'll have a look at his stacks in a moment. I'm going to get 78.
86.
86, I was close again. But alongside that, Oscar Renin's got 2.5 items. He's got his Profane Hydra and then his Profane accessories alongside it. So,
Vistigons, thank you.
Push through mid. They do still have that Baron as an option. Oscar Renin with that edge of night can face.
Can you comprehend why LEC doesn't play Udyr? Yeah, it is a little bit weird. I mean, they don't play Corki. Nobody plays Corki either.
What have we got flash-wise? Razok, Oscar Renin, Jun
Obviously, Corki
only Isma on the side of SK
has been extremely strong, and the Malignance build still works on this 14.2 patch. You know, we saw some Corki from Humanoid, but it feels like Corki's fallen way off in Europe.
Charmed up. There's the Baron secured by SK. Isma gets it. Oscar Renin now in the middle of the pit. Isma flashes away. Irrelevant takes down one. Exakick so
nice. A 0.
Do everything he can here. Niski pops the stopwatch for a second, but Humanoid's still alive and he has damn loads of damage to try and dish out. The fear back on Irrelevant. Razok.
I mean, this is so winnable for Doss and Irrelevant. Yeah.
It's a very dead buy. He can try to dash the wall, but Irrelevant gets in his way. In the end, an incredible exchange.
Irrelevant just absolutely running these fights. Takes Vi out of the pit just to make sure that they get the secure. Tries to flash in, but you're competing again with a Rel, so that's going to be very difficult.
Doss trying to do everything he can here. Niski pops the stopwatch for a second, but Humanoid's still alive and he has damn loads of damage to try and dish out. The fear back on Irrelevant. Razok will be locked up with the Pathmaker, and that is a very dead buy. He can try to dash the wall, but Irrelevant gets in his way. In the end, an incredible exchange for SK.
Irrelevant is godlike. SK will lose too, but they get the Baron. An incredibly close affair. Razok makes his way into the pit, and SK, they have to regroup. They're doing their best. Look at this play from Irrelevant here.
Oscar Renin just runs around in a circle and dies.
Oscar Renin gets forced very low though.
He barely does anything once he gets into the pit.
Able to do a lot of damage. Niski with a great ultimate as well.
Very good ult by Niski.
So many small things. I would need to go back and watch it again to really highlight all the individual plays. Ultimately though, Irrelevant is the problem. This man just does too much damage and out for Fnatic.
It's going to be very hard to get through him. Obviously, Noah can do it if given enough
You're still
time.
dealing with Ocean Soul coming up, which, I mean, Ocean Soul on the Aatrox going to be pretty huge. I mean, especially when you have all the Senna healing coming in as well. The Ocean Soul is going to magnify what makes Fnatic's comp good already. Pretty crazy sustain.
Hides the fact that you are taking a bit of damage underneath that magic damage shield. In the end, though, Exakick was forced away, did have to burn the Feather Storm. Now can heal up a little bit off these minions in the bot lane. Still going to be a 1-4 split. Niski kind of hovering between the two lanes. Irrelevance now adopted the mid lane position, whereas SK investing 4 players down towards this bottom side. Isma locked up though underneath the tower as he tanks it. The charm onto Jun not going to be enough for now as he manages to escape. Irrelevant TP's in, and immediately Fnatic are like, nope, don't want any more.
Humanoid making Zaya's life miserable. Yeah, the thing about this though is that when you opt into this composition, like the Zaya is constantly in danger from Vi or Nautilus ults, and then the longer the game goes, the range from Senna and Hui are going to make it very difficult to play the Zaya at all.
To get a foothold back in this game as it very quickly swings in the favor of SK. Deathcap not quite completed for Niski. He would have loved that item ahead of this fight. Let's have a look as Fnatic trying to gain control over the mid wave. Niski there to push back, Isma there to support. Oscar Rinnan pushed out the bot wave, now making his way back towards the team to offer assistance. It's SK who have entrance to the Dragon.
The risk for SK is they don't have the quickness, they don't have the Magnus.
Oscar Rinnan not on the flank here. Trying to peel.
Niski trying to get onto Jun as well, as he will be able to take out the Nautilus with a couple more auto attacks, but he hasn't got them down yet. He shuffles Jun away, and Oscar Rinnan's doing everything he can to help out his support.
All right, so you get a kill. Trade 1 for 1. Pretty good fight. Pretty good for a fight for Fnatic. Irrelevant no longer has ultimate, so he's going to be a lot less of a threat once it wears off. What? Okay. You do not have to go after this. Just please just do the Drake.
And SK won't be able to get into the pit. Fnatic get the soul.
Ends up being a 1-for-1. I think Niski really misplayed that fight. He tried to go
Niski like going so deep after Jun and taking a million free damage from Aatrox is very weird.
Jun, or if he was trying to make a big super play with his ultimate, but he oversteps and he ends up trading his life for the support. The engage comes through from Jun. A lot of damage thrown down by Humanoid from the back line, and they have this front line. If Humanoid didn't know what is safe on the back.
Like, why are we going after this Nautilus? I mean, he doesn't have ult. He's about to have ult up, so I guess you kill him before he gets the ult. No, actually, he gets a chance to use it. Just kidding.
You see Niski going towards Jun, flashes in, and now he's in range.
He actually uses it right there onto the Azir.
While he does get that kill, he ends up trading his life for Niski. And at this point, just look at the health difference. Fnatic have a huge advantage. Noah also has heals. And it means that SK's just forced to disengage.
It's just an ultimate difference as well. They step too far forward, they get caught in the dredge line. They don't have Magnet Storm, they don't have quickness. Noah's able to flash away from Irrelevant, so he's able to rejoin the fray. And it just felt like SK...
The same script again, Fnatic dropping the losers bracket, climbing to finals to lose to G2. Oh, we knew what that was going to happen, guys. We knew what this was going to happen.
To jump across this wall, the Ocean Soul will help Fnatic a lot in what have been very extended fights. Obviously, the longer the fight goes on, the more that Ocean Soul can help you, assuming you are putting damage down. Niski goes back. Still doesn't have the Rabadons. Still only sitting on the double needed to see last rod. There it is, completed. Just took a second for our Overlay 2 update. A 2,000 gold lead for SK doesn't matter too much right now as the cease and desist lands onto DOS. Flash forward by Jun, lands the hook as well. The quickness invested by DOS. There's the depth charge. So what did we get out? A cease and desist and a dredge line with a hook from Jun. As you say, here he comes, but there he goes, Vedi. For once living up to his name in the sequence of those events.
5v5 though, the dance over this mid-wave control. The Baron is spawning in about 20 seconds and it's SK who have priority over it. They've done a good job of getting first into the river, but Fnatic keep finding their ways in. The side waves have largely been abandoned for now. The chip damage continues to come out from Humanoid. There is the Baron making its way towards the pit. Fnatic have their eyes set on the mid-tier 1, I imagine. SK, you're going to force this.
They're going to do it so quickly as well. Like you have Exler and Niski who will just shred through this. It's already down to 13,000. Now down to 8. Fnatic trying to step forward. DOS still no quickness. 5,000 on the Baron. Isma sticking on it for now. Razork charging up the Vault Breaker, looking to get across the wall. Now they'll re-engage on it. Razork tries to have the flash. He has the blast go. Razork steals it.
Oh my god.
Sticking on it for now. Razork charging up the Vault Breaker, looking to get across the wall. Now they'll re-engage on it. Razork does have the flash.
Oh my lord. So he winds up his Q right here. Yzma doesn't smite. Yzma doesn't smite. There's just no smite.
As the blast goes, Razork steals it. Duskboard slow down towards the bottom side of the fight.
That's outrageous. I can't believe Fnatic's just gonna win this game off of that.
SK know they need to find something now as they go in. The root caller coming out as Jun falls low, as does Razork. 2 so far. Irrelevant still healthy enough to rejoin if he can. X-Kick force down towards the bottom now as they go in.
Oh, it is on CD. No, he smited afterwards.
Looking to get across the wall. Now they'll re-engage on it. Razork does have the flash.
You don't see the smite. He smites Vi afterwards. He doesn't smite. Just gaslighting me. He doesn't smite. Otherwise, I would have seen it. And I saw him smite Vi right after the play. It was an anger smite.
Irrelevant still healthy enough to rejoin if he can. X-Kick force down towards the bottom side. No flash, no feather storm, no hope of him getting away. But a good
He smote the Vi, guys. He did not smite the Baron.
In the end, Fnatic walk away with only 1 Baron buff.
Guys trying to gaslight me in Twitch chat. Yeah, very weird, sloppy Baron.
Yes, they did gamble the Baron, and that allowed Razork to get a steal. But this irrelevant front line is difficult to get out of the way. Let's look back at the steal.
Like, somebody has to be, you know, you don't have any vision.
No one interrupting in this time. Irrelevant looking for him.
And you know somebody's behind pick because he just put a pink ward down.
The feathers, the smite comes out just ahead of Yzma's time. There is no one interrupting in this time. Irrelevant looking for him. Just ahead. Can't quite get an angle to take him out of the...
Yeah, because he pulls back the feathers, which is what causes the damage. But they don't... SK does not coordinate the Q damage with the smite and the feather pullback.
Irrelevant on the front line. Buys so much time here. Decides to commit the ultimate. And then Execute flashes in. A nice knockup from DOS to allow him to get so much damage down. Niski on the backline is very safe as well. They trade 1 for 2 initially. Then Execute separates himself from the rest of the team. This then gives Humanoid a window to go for a fight, but Niski sees a play of his own. Catches Noah off guard. AD carry traded for AD carry. Oscarinin then loses his life, and Humanoid is forced to retreat. 3 for 4, only a single member with the Baron. Elder in a minute's time.
Yeah, you need either Rakan or the Cassante over the wall there.
A spot in the winter playoffs still on the line. Loser of this is out for about 4 weeks. Winner will face up against Mad Lions Koi on Friday next week. Humanoid has gone from absolute cinema to absolute artistry. 2, 1, and 8. Leandri's Crypt Bloom and the Luden's Companion complete. Also has 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. A tortured artist, you might say then. It's a Dark Seal.
Oh,
if it was a Light Seal, he'd be a very happy artist.
Once again, we find ourselves in the mid lane, fighting over the wave. Yzma tries to land the stun. Execute takes a chip of damage. Here we go.
Jun so low already. Jun almost down. It's irrelevant. Now dashes forward, and Fnatic are on the back foot. 4v5. They have to try and find a way to get
over the wave. Yzma tries to land the stun. Execute takes
Hook irrelevant.
damage. Here we go.
Jun so low.
Jun just gets instantly burst.
Almost down. It's irrelevant. Now dashes forward, and Fnatic are on the back foot.
Why is Oscarinin never on the flank?
Over the wave. Yzma tries to land the stun. Execute takes a chip of damage.
And why are we not using our range advantage?
And the Luden's Companion complete. Also has 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. A tortured artist, you might say then. It's a Dark Seal.
Oh,
if it was a Light Seal, he'd be a very happy artist.
Once again, we find ourselves in the mid lane, fighting over the wave. Yzma tries
All right, we can actually just poke them and use Baron here. We do not have to engage
damage. Here we go.
and take 1 quintillion damage of Sand Soldiers and die.
Dashes forward, and Fnatic are on the back foot. 4v5. They have to try and find a way to get out of this alive, but Oscarinin has failed in that objective. Jun so low already. Jun almost down. Is Irrelevant now dashes forward and Fnatic.
No vision control, never on the flank, not pushing the minion wave. Nautilus just starting the engage, even though you have a Baron wave and you're pushing mid.
Not going to do enough, especially to Irrelevant, as SK will turn their eyes towards the Elder. Humanoid TPing to the top lane to try and find something out of this Baron buff.
Yeah, he's trying to get something back. The Baron will wear off with the Elder Dragon firmly in the hands of SK. And they just consistently shut down this engage from Fnatic. It's always Jun on the front line, and he just gets melted through in an instant. Irrelevant.
This is some bad League of Legends, says Kenny Von D. Well, these are the bangers we have today.
SK with the Elder Dragon. Now they want to force a fight. They know that they are so much stronger with this buff behind them. It's Fnatic who's forced to play defense. SK going toe-to-toe with Fnatic. We had some crazy games from them on Saturday. Very back and forth, very messy.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people coming into this series would have put Fnatic as firm favorites.
Oh, for sure.
Especially having watched how Fnatic played last week against MDK and against G2.
We're getting to see some of the good team fighting, but a lot of credit I really feel needs to go to Irrelevant. Look, they just walked their way in. Exactly what you need to do.
Just tanks for an absolute year. The Elder here as Humanoid's pulled back and exploded by SK.
Feel needs to go to Irrelevant. Look, they just walked their
Humanoid just in the front line for funsies.
Against MDK and against G2.
We're getting to see some of the good team fighting, but a lot of credit I really feel needs to go to Irrelevant.
Yes, Humanoid. Truly, you on Hui should be right there in Q3 range. Get me out, man. Ugh, blah. What a gross game. Wait, what? No, surely this is over. What? I mean, the Baron buff is off. They actually just miss the Azir engage. Azir goes in and
the backdoor bonus might be enough. Is Irrelevant is still tanking the towers. Jun's gonna dredge line away.
No, Noah just gets a speed buff from going invisible, and Niski misses, even though he flashed for it.
Noah's now going to open up on Irrelevant. He's locked up in the last embrace, and Irrelevant for the first time in 37 minutes falls to the SK's hubris.
Oh my.
They saw those towers and did not see them as an obstacle. Niski blunders his ulti, and it allows...
Did I watch 100 Thieves vs C9? I did. I watched it yesterday.
Full build now for the center.
Should be on the Bangers Only channel. Should be right there.
In this game.
If it's not there, it will be soon.
Are we getting a coach cam? I feel we're going to get a coach cam. So this initial play was great. They know that Fnatic can't fight them with the Elder Dragon. But look at the rest of the minimap. There are no extra ways for them to play off of. So SK,
they could have just backed off and taken Baron, by the way.
Force the end, and they think if we can just get another fight, this should be doable. Irrelevant tanks up the initial tower. Good hook coming out from Jun.
Noah dodging that is so good.
He finds himself underneath the tower. Isma and Irrelevant are now separated. SK become two. They lose their focus on.
It's actually huge. Noah's enormous now.
I think we could all understand what you were saying.
After that, he smiles and says, "What a great way to continue this game."
Frustration on the face of Swiffer. But the Fnatic fans, they're loving it. Yeah. They know that they still get another chance. Baron, 18 seconds.
Loving the fact that MonteCristo is at the top of the damage charts as well. Now Isma has flash, has the Magnustorm, and has a window to go in, but Jun with a perfect dredge line stops him in his tracks. The cease and desist out by Razork. Isma now on the front line, the Dawning Shadow being used as well. The Redemption will heal SK back up. Spiraling Despair on Irrelevant, and perhaps a bit of desperation for SK.
In these extended fights, though, is where you're going to see the value of the Ocean Soul.
Exekick, no Featherstorm for him, no quickness for DOS, no ultimates apart from Fniski.
Exekick, oh, he takes a step towards the enemy due to the bolt from Humanoid, and those auto attacks from Noah are lethal. Level 17 on the center. 140.
Noah's done surprisingly little flashing in and dying this game.
This next fight is Irrelevant steps forward.
He's played a very respectable and respectful Senna.
Needs to jump away from that, but he doesn't have the time to escape. The infernal chain's just short. TP from Nesky.
What?
TP from Nesky.
What is that?
One of them, the all-out, still a possibility. The Emperor's
No.
needs to jump away from that, but he doesn't have
No.
the time to escape. The infernal
This
chain
is how they lose?
TP from Nesky. TP from Nesky. That TP sucked.
What was he doing?
Oh, it's teleporting.
I mean,
He meant to teleport into
I don't
mid lane.
understand. I'm still struggling to comprehend what the plan was.
I can't believe they killed Jun anyway in a 4v5.
Before the Baron begins, but I think perhaps a flank position was what he was aiming for. Noah stepping forward, Dosh dashing away the TP.
Wait, they can just kill the TP.
They can look for Irrelevant. It's pretty hard to kill him. I'm going to say he's only died once so far. This game pulled back from the path maker. The Baron will fall though as SK secure it. The blast cone away by Irrelevant. Getting the TP a little bit more tricky.
I can't believe they won and won the fight and got Baron with Nisqy doing that. That is outrageous.
All part of the plan. You can see the smile on his face.
All according to Kotaku there.
He's going to push his glasses up after that one.
Why does Nisqy just randomly throw games?
But SK, they get themselves the Baron. A moment of reprieve as they will begin their siege. They have a wave in bot. They need to go and push that top wave out, but they have no teleports available. I was skeptical about that TP. they have no TP on Irrelevant, which he used in that fight. I think Fnatic had a similar idea to me where you just kind of collapse on the TP, but then they quickly realized, all right, that's Irrelevant. We can't kill him. And then he just acted as a wall to deny access into the Baron pit, and no steal was allowed. Our third Baron of the game. We're approaching the 42-minute mark. The scaling on Fnatic's side should be giving them so many advantages, but Irrelevant is just scaling harder. This front line of Cassante is so difficult to deal with. Now SK pushing in bot. They've sent Nisqy there. He's got to be careful though. Fnatic are looking for a numbers advantage fight. They have 5 members, but SK have avenue into the base.
SK have the
who is shepherding who here?
I mean, Fnatic are trying to shepherd SK, but they're not very good sheep. I'm going to be honest. They kind of just run wherever they damn well please, as the inhibitor tower and the inhibitor will fall. Fnatic now make their way back into the base, but the bound up minions will cause a little bit of consternation, a little bit of concern for them as Razork now steps in. Elder in 2 seconds time. X-Kick still not full build yet, by the way, sitting on a Zeal. He's waiting to complete that into his 5th and final item, 6th if you include the boots, as the Elder is already down to 10,000. Can Razork pull a rabbit out of the proverbial hat? Can he find a steal, or will Irrelevant go for the engagement?
Oscarinen is finally flanking. He's doing it. He's flanking for the first time this game.
Charmed up immediately, the cease and desist on the backline, but Razork just can't put the damage down, and Irrelevant can. He dives into Fnatic's backline as Nisqy dives forward to help him. It's 4-for-1
What a
so
stupid
far.
game of
The
League of
Elder on
Legends.
the menu for SK if they want it, but I think they want a much juicier prize.
That fight was cut and dry, and they're going to add insult to injury and send Noah back to the fountain. 5 members alive. SK will secure the victory here in game 1.
A very back and forth affair between them. Irrelevant, definitely the MVP for SK, carrying them through the game and taking them to 1-0 in the series.